All right.
I don't want.
Hello.
I want to be
Welcome.
anonymous, bro. I'm Ty B.
Welcome. Wait, hold on. Welcome to the BQ report or discussion politics, where we talk about news, media, and politics. I'm here with Mr. Tyler.
Ty B.
Tyler is a good friend of mine, and he agreed to be on the show. Thank you for coming on the show, Tyler. I appreciate it. Now, on to our topic today, which is about the far right movement versus the far left movement. Um, and the main point that we are making here is about the platforms, policies, and facts to back the stances of each particular group. Because on both sides, you have facts that are conflicting with one another, and those must be addressed. Um, let's start with the far right movement and what they believe is the correct way to govern a country. We know Trump obviously left the Oval Office recently, but now he's thinking about coming back to politics. Do you think that's a good move, or do you think that's a bad situation?
I'm not necessarily a Trump supporter.
What?
I'm not necessarily a Trump supporter.
But he's the leader of the far right movement.
No, he's not, dude. I'm talking more like alt-right.
The alt right.
Far right. If you consider Trump far right, then I mean it's a little bit different. Anyway, okay, let me explain my political standpoint. I am a conservative, a far right conservative. Okay. I wanted to explain the similarities between the far left and the far right. Okay. Both far right and far left, they both want radical change in government, correct?
No, that's incorrect. The far right wants traditional values, traditional government, regular.
I'm talking about alt-right. Alt-right. There's difference between far right, like a Trumper, or alt-right.
Well, when you say alt right, are you talking about the conservative party, the Republican Party, or are you talking about people who violently overthrow peaceful protests? Because when you say alt right, that can mean a bunch of things. It can be people.
Yeah, and alt-right is a
The
very,
people
very
that
big
stormed the
category.
Capitol. Those were the alt right people. They stormed the Capitol.
Yeah, well, if
Those
you
people.
consider, bro, there's different factions of alt-right. There's paleo-conservative, paleo-conservatism. There's all different kinds of stuff. So
I know, but it's your obligation to define the alt right, because you are representing
the alt-right to me.
Yeah, that's the main thing about this whole situation, about this podcast
Okay,
we're in. Is
what I believe in
is the liberal left versus the right, the conservative right.
Okay, the alt-right
representing
that I
the
believe
conservative
in
right
is a nationalist society where we do not we don't want exports. Like we want jobs in America, okay, and not shipping overseas to China and fucking all this bullshit that Biden's doing. So I'm a nationalist. I'm not a white nationalist, but I'm a nationalist. I think that everything in America, oil, everything, all our natural resources should be like domestified. You know what I mean? In America.
I have no idea what you just said. I think you just said natural resources should be domestified, and I don't even think that's a real word.
Domesticated, whatever, man.
Domesticated. I think that's incorrect. Natural resources are resources from the ground, from nature, that can be renewed.
I'm talking about oil. I'm talking about natural gas. I'm talking about nuclear energy. I'm talking about all those things.
Okay, do you have any of your
I'm talking about listen, I'm talking about automotive plants. I'm talking about all that stuff. All that stuff, I believe, should be nationalized and it should be in America. It will give Americans more jobs and it'll bring more money to our country rather than outsourcing. Why are you laughing, bro? I'll laugh at your points too. Your points are just as funny.
Just keep going. I'm listening.
Okay, so I'm a nationalist. I think everything should be in America. Like say Ford, GM, Chrysler, like they're starting to build more plants or whatever. They said that this bullshit. They make all the parts in China and ship them over here. Okay, so why not make everything in America?
So
Oil.
you
Why are
think
we getting our oil? Why are we getting our oil from other countries when we're in Alaska, North Dakota, all these other places have enough oil to supply us for as much time as we need?
so you think every single job should be made in America and all companies should be in America inside of the
Yeah.
borders without any part of that being outside of the borders, right? Is that
Yep. That would boost our economy, bro.
okay? The problem
And it would help workers.
with that is the minimum wage is $15 per hour in America. Just recently was proposed and increased, and that's the reason that can't happen because obviously
All right. Let me tell you
obviously
something.
there are in other countries like China and India and other countries outside of the US, those workers are paid much cheaper. And
Exactly.
and that's what gives the profits because labor
Have
is
you seen? Hey, have you seen in China and Japan and all these people in the Nike factories that they're jumping out of windows, killing themselves, and they're building safety nets so people, if they jump out the windows, that they're not dying?
I'm not sure what you're referring to when you say people are jumping out of windows and dying, but I mean that's
They are in Nike shops and fucking other factories. That's not fair.
a couple of news stories about that. But no, I mean that's just a once in a life. That's like a one-time thing, you know.
No, it's not, bro. It's happened on many occasions. Do your research on it.
Well, people jumping out of windows?
Bro, they built. I look it up on Google, dude. They built fucking safety nets outside of the windows on the top floors of buildings so people don't kill themselves in these sweatshops.
I believe it.
They're fucking literally sweatshops.
This isn't serious at all. Anyways, move on to the next topic. Okay, so we have the liberal. You define liberal. Well, you define the conservative right barely. You kind of mentioned some other platforms. Now, in terms of the liberal right left, I can tell you all about liberals, Democrats, and what they stand for. But let's see. Do you have any ideas of what they stand for or no?
I'm saying the far left and the far right have more in common than you think. That was my original stance.
I'm sure they agree on some things.
They do on a lot of things, actually. If you
when you take it to the extremes, far left, super far left.
Because look,
super far right,
AltRight
divided.
AltRight does not believe in like hyper capitalism at all. Like, we're not like, I don't believe in hyper capitalism. I'm not a socialist, but like, I don't think that people should be like overcharged. Like, I think everybody should like, deserve a living wage. And that's what people on the alt-right believe too.
On the left, they believe people should be deserving of a livable wage universal health care, free education for all.
Yeah, I don't believe in all that, but
No, they believe it. They believe it. Those
yeah.
people on the left. That's
Well,
what they
I'm
stand
just
for.
saying, you believe that hyper-consumerism is a problem, right?
Hyper-consumerism, I mean, probably, possibly, may be a problem. If consumers consume too much, then it becomes a problem.
I meant hyper-capitalism.
Capitalism itself?
No, hyper-capitalism. Like,
What's hyper-capitalism?
hyper-capitalism means that like they market things so much that, like, people can't even fucking, like, you know what I mean? They like, with the new PlayStation, new Xbox, all the shit, the way they advertise it, and you know what I mean? We live in a society that's based off goods, and they like inflate the prices of it. And of course, like, if a mom, say a kid, it's a 12, 13-year-old kid wants a PlayStation, right? They're $600 brand new. When they first came out, people were selling them for $1,200. When a kid wanted them right away, parents were paying $1,200 for them. Do you think that's right or wrong?
I think it's wrong to overcharge someone for a particular.
That's just one example, by the way.
But yeah, I think hypercapitalism is a terrible thing.
Yep.
In terms of economics wise, when speaking about the economics of the situation. But like, I think it's also a more complex topic than just simply.
Yeah, of course it is.
Consumerism is driving all the economy because there are moving parts to it too.
Yep. All right, you want a topic you want to bring up?
How much time we got?
Oh, is it time?
You want to just end it here? Because this was a pretty good episode.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good, man. I want to talk some more though. Yeah, I'm ready to roll the joint and talk, bro.
Yeah, it was a nice talk, dude. Nice, good catching up with you again, man. But anyways, thank you for showing up to the show. I really appreciate it. It was a great time, and this will be on YouTube. I'll send you the link to it. You can go watch it.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right.
Have a good night, man.
See you later.
Yep.